Futural Skills is a digital map, compass, and a backpack for the learner in competence-based education. Learning takes place in many learning environments. Not only do we learn in the classrooms or lecture halls, or even in the online digital environments. Practical learning of skills and competencies takes place in practical environments, laboratories, workplaces, or even at home, in hobbies and with friends. All this may be valid learning and needs to be captured. We're moving into an era of competence-based learning. The vocational education in Finland is going through a major reform. It has 3 key points. All learning needs to be captured. Each student should have an individual learning path and learning targets. And the cooperation between education and work life needs to increase dramatically. Ambitious targets. How can all this be done? The teachers are used to teaching classes of 30 to 50 people in lecture rooms. They now need to start coaching and supporting those 30 to 50 individuals, each on their own path, with their own targets and own pace. Quite a change. Also, students, many fresh out of basic education or high school, need to take responsibility of their own learning and set those targets, plan their learning paths, and in general keep up with what they're doing. Quite a leap. This requires proper tools. Futural Skills provides a map for the learning path. In Finland, there are national guidelines for all vocational qualifications. Those guidelines identify what modules and what competencies are included in each qualification. We take these guidelines and convert them into a curriculum that is broken into understandable pieces or modules. These are further broken into competencies that behave like tasks. These competencies or tasks move from one stage to another, from not started to being in progress and onto the teacher's approval. Both the student and the teacher can visualize the progress. There are many roads that lead to the same destination, and many learning paths that lead to the qualification. The student needs a roadmap. At the beginning of their studies, the students have discussions with their tutoring teacher. What am I interested in? What do I want to learn? What skills or competencies do I already have? From that, they build a roadmap or an individualized study plan for the student. That roadmap goes into the student's pocket on his or her mobile phone. Whenever they are working on a practical activity that increases a certain competence, they can easily record that. In addition, they can import accomplishments from other e-learning environments. Here is an example. The student is working on servicing a car or a motorcycle. He is about to change a tire. He opens a task, car tire work, and sets the task in status in progress and reads the instructions or requirements for the competence. He then follows the instructions and does the work. He can record the work steps by taking pictures and writing a short description or using voice recognition to document what he has just done. He can repeat this as many times as he likes. Once he feels that there's enough practice and evidence, he can turn in the task for the teacher to comment and approve. The teacher sees all the students at one glimpse. He or she can monitor their performance and see who progresses and who may need some additional support. The teacher has a task list for things that need attendance. He or she can check what the student has recorded and give feedback and comments. Also, when he or she feels that the student has completed the task, he or she can approve the task and move it forward and see the progress. If the teacher feels that the student needs more practice, he or she can return the task to the previous phase with some comments. All these accomplishments are collected into this digital backpack. The goal is not to distance the student from the teacher to the distant digital guidance. Quite the contrary. The goal of the system is to keep the process under control so that the teacher has time for personal guidance. On a regular basis, the teacher and the student review the contents of the backpack. What kinds of skills have you acquired? What kinds of experiences have you got? The teacher can also check, did you really do this yourself? Show me again, or explain it to me. So there's quality control of not cheating and copying someone else's accomplishments. In addition, they review what is still missing. A major part of studies needs to be done at real workplaces. In each workplace, there are instructors provided by the company that guide and monitor the practical learning and cooperate with the teacher in assisting the student's performance. How can we attach the workplace instructors into the process and place as little burden to them as possible, as they are typically doing this student guidance aside their other normal day-to-day work routines? We can add the workplace instructors to the system as well. The teacher can choose which modules and which competence tasks the student does under the guidance of a particular workplace instructor. When the workplace instructors log onto the system, they see only the students and only the tasks that have been attached to them. So the whole process is the following. The student does learning activities both in the practical learning environments as well as online learning environments. The practical learning gets recorded with the mobile phone. The online learning is integrated and gets collected into the Futural Skills automatically. The student's progress is visible to the student and all the faculty that participate in guiding the student's learning process. The workplace instructors give feedback into the process. The outcomes are delivered into the school administration system where the final grades and certificates are processed. What are the benefits for the student? The student makes all learning visible regardless of the learning environment and proceeds in his or her own pace. And most of all, he or she builds professional identity. All this I've learned so far. In addition, the student can produce a portfolio of the learning results and create a CV. The CV is often a challenge for a student that is in the beginning of his or her career or even in the middle of studies. There's not that much to put onto it. In Futural Skills, the student can enter the basic data for the CV, such as the previous education, the work experience, and language skills. But in addition, the system searches for the learning acquired so far, as well as anything that the student is working on right now, and attaches that to the CV. Now there's much more to show to the potential employer. What is in it for the teacher? The feeling of control, the minimized administrative work. The teacher follows learning, not attendance, and can focus on students that most need support. The teacher can monitor and support the students even when they are not present at school. Futural Skills was awarded the best e-learning solution in Finland in 2018. Try it yourself on our website or contact